You're still here with your homeboy first on episode 116 of Put It On Some. Make sure you go watch all segments of this episode, as well as be down with all things IG Entertainment. Also, make sure you subscribe, and share this with everybody that you're down with. You feel me? But let's go ahead and get into it and talk about some real shit that went on, y'all. Some real shit. Yeah, I know I took a 2 week hiatus, 2 week break. And during that time that I was off from putting out original versions, or I should say new versions, all of them original, but new versions of Put It On Some. Um, NFL Hall of Fame with Terrell Owens got racially profiled in his own hood. Long story short, he says he was driving to the mailbox. A white lady was in the neighborhood, was riding a bike. She accused T.O. of going so fast that he almost hit her. He vehemently denies that. Uh, they had words. She called the police. When the police get there, T.O. is recording it. And they're still having a back and forth. T.O. is letting everybody know what went down. You can hear in the background, she yelling. So they had still having the back and forth. And she says to him, "You're a black man approaching a white woman." And in that moment, I would have fucking lost it. T.O. handled it way better than I would have handled it. I wouldn't have done anything violent to the woman, but she would have got her ass cussed all the way up and down. You understand me? He was calling her Karen, but she was exhibiting Karen behavior. But the whole notion you're a black man approaching a white woman. That's just that goes to every fucking racist stereotype that exists in this country when you're talking about black men, white women. Because that one little statement, that one little sentence encapsulates so much history, so much bullshit, so many lynchings that have occurred about that one thing. And it shows that an NFL Hall of Famer you're not um, off limits when it comes to this bullshit. As long as you got that skin, you fair game. But it makes me think about this movie that I want to recommend to all y'all real ones out there. This is one of the greatest movies of all time. I strongly recommend it to all y'all real ones out there. It's called Crash. Okay. Now, y'all know that I'm a collector. Okay. I hope y'all can see that. There you go. All right. Called Crash. Got some heavy hitters in this movie, too. Sandra Bullock is in this thing. Don Cheadle. Terrence Howard. Lorenz Tate. A lot of heavy hitters. But that motherfucking movie is so impactful, bro. That shit get you. The movie is about prejudice. It's about how in this so-called melting pot that is America, with all these different cultures in this one damn country, how we all have these prejudices against each other. And it'll really make you check yourself. See, a real one gonna check themselves when it comes to this prejudice. How we prejudge each other. How we store these stereotypes in our minds And so when we see somebody from these other cultures, before we get to know them, we refer back to those stereotypes that's in our mind. Some scientists would say that has an evolutionary component to it. Like that helps you survive. Uh, if you see something and you learn about it and you know that it's dangerous, you save in your mind that it's dangerous, so you know how to act accordingly to get away from it in future situations where when something similar to it is around. But as human beings, we're supposed to be the most evolved species it is, and we're supposed to be able to move past some of that bullshit. Also, we're supposed to be able to realize that many of these stereotypes that we hold are indeed bullshit. So this movie does a tremendous job of that. Again, not only looking at the typical shit that you think of, white people prejudging us. That's in here, of course, as well. But it looks at how Latinos are prejudged. It looks at how white people are prejudged. I think that movie should be required viewing in all American high schools. But of course, in this era of no CRT, which CRT wasn't being taught in no fucking high schools anyway, but really the era of anti-truth, the modern era of it. Let me say that the modern era of it. We've seen this before. They don't want kids to be uncomfortable, but we have to be uncomfortable. We had to have some uncomfortable discussions and some uncomfortable study. Not just talking about it. We need to really study this shit to try to work past this. Because there's no way in the hell this woman should have been up here in 2022 talking about you're a black man approaching a white woman. That's some shit like straight out of 1950s Mississippi. Emmett Till. Which was bullshit then. But that same racist notion that white women must be protected from the black man in this country. That's what got that little boy killed, man. And that's what got this top 5, top 10 all time NFL wide receiver racially profiled. So I know school just started here in the South. I guess school is getting ready to start in other places in the country. Colleges, kicking up. Challenge y'all, man. Have these real talks. Real talks with your kids. If you're an educator, have them real talks with your students. I know if I was still in the classroom, we had them real talks. I was not gonna stop teaching the way I taught, because all I did was tell the truth. If the motherfuckers want to have some smoke behind that, I know my students are gonna ride for me. You feel me? Because shit like this shouldn't be happening in 2022. Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.